Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Friday, June 13th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Guyana is open for business and ripe with opportunity across all sectors. PP General Secretary Jagdeo says his party welcomes endorsements from all Guyanese. The accreditation of several international groups who will observe Guyana's September 1st elections is welcomed. And Region 6 man arrested after partner's abuse allegations surfaced on social media. Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and public service, Dr. Ashni Singh, has asserted that all sectors of Guyana are ripe for investment and that the country is open for business. He made this statement while addressing members of Jamaica's Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce and the Jamaica Promotions Corporation today at the Marriott Hotel. Dr. Singh expressed his desire to see more Jamaican businesses investing in Guyana, citing the country's significant growth potential.
Our objective as a government now is to make sure that we maintain a framework where this growth continues. Obviously, it's not going to continue at rates between 20 and 40% because at some point in time it tapers off for obvious reasons. You're going to be growing on a progressively higher base every year. And so the curve does flatten, not completely flatten, but the growth rates will moderate over time as can be expected. But our objective is to maintain high levels of economic growth, and we are poised to realize that certainly for the next 5 years and very likely beyond, not only in the oil sector, but also in the non-oil sectors of the economy as well, like I emphasized. Our objective is to make sure that we maintain competitiveness in Guyana across all sectors.
Guyana's development framework is designed to attract investment across every sector, with continued focus on expanding traditional industries. Dr. Singh said Guyana will maintain its competitiveness across all sectors and ensure that Guyanese can collaborate with international companies to benefit from the country's ongoing transformation.
We see now increasingly several international and regional companies coming to Guyana, entering strategic joint ventures with Guyanese companies, and coming out of those, being able to participate too. So there isn't a sector. I say to people that there literally isn't a sector that isn't ripe with opportunity in Guyana.
Guyana is witnessing tremendous economic expansion and continues to invest in long-term development. The Jamaican delegation includes 23 companies across multiple sectors, seeking to engage, connect, and pursue business development opportunities in Guyana. The mission, titled Doing Business in Guyana, began with a welcome session at the Guyana Marriott Hotel in Georgetown yesterday and concluded today. People's Progressive Party General Secretary, Dr. Jagdeo, said his party welcomes all Guyanese, regardless of political background, who wish to contribute to national progress. Speaking at his weekly press conference at Freedom House, Dr. Jagdeo emphasized inclusivity, national unity, and the party's track record of performance as key pillars of its governance and outreach.
They don't have to become members of our party to be part of our national campaign. They don't have to be members of our party to be welcome in our collective. Many of them will not seek membership, and there are many people who are part of the cabinet now who are not members of our party. Samuel Hines was prime minister for all those years. He is not a party member, but he was a comrade. He was loved in the party. He was not treated any differently as a party member. So that's one. Two, we don't, when people come to us, say, you have to prove yourself to us by cussing the people where you came from. We don't demand that of them.
Recently, former coalition government minister Sidney Alicock publicly endorsed President Ali and the PPP for a second term in office. Similarly, PNCR Member of Parliament Gita Chandan Edmond gave an unequivocal endorsement of President Ali for a second term during her address in the National Assembly. The endorsements from Alicock and Chandan Edmond add to a growing list of political figures, including other PNCR members who have declared their support for the People's Progressive Party Civic ahead of the 1st of September general and regional elections. These include Region 4 Chairman Daniel Siram, Region 4 Vice Chairman Samuel Sandy, both from the PNCR, Liberty and Justice Party leader Lennox Schumann, Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly Dr. Asha Kisoon of the New Movement, Attorney at Law Selwyn Peters, and Shazam Ali, a founding member of the Citizenship Initiative. This Father's Day, it's not just about neckties, tools, or breakfast in bed. It's about giving dads the gift that truly matters: good health. The Living Stones Church of South Rumvelt, in collaboration with Caribbean Surgery Inc., is hosting a free men's health screening this Saturday, June 14th. Community members are encouraged to invite dads, uncles, grandfathers, and father figures to take charge of their health. The screening is free with a universal health voucher, which can be brought from home or collected at the venue. Ministry of Health officials will be on site issuing them. Speaking with Ignite News, Kimwati Chandradat, Laboratory Manager at Caribbean Surgery Inc., explained that participants can take advantage of one of 3 packages.
We have created 3 lab packages using the tests listed on the voucher, tailored for dads under 50, dads over 50, and those dads that are managing high blood pressure or diabetes. While we are targeting the fathers, anyone with a voucher is welcome. Representatives from the Ministry of Health will be on site distributing vouchers. Samples will be collected by our team on site, brought back to our lab for testing, and results will be delivered via WhatsApp, email, or printed copy, whichever the patient prefers.
Each health package includes important screenings. For dads under 50, tests will include a complete blood count, lipid profile, and urine analysis. Dads over 50 will also be screened for prostate-specific antigen and fecal occult blood. And for those managing chronic conditions like hypertension or diabetes, screenings will check kidney and liver function, along with a full blood count. Anyone with a voucher is welcome, not just dads. And those wishing to do additional tests beyond the voucher value may do so by covering the cost difference. It all takes place this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Living Stones Church and Aubrey Barker Road in South Rumvelt. Organizers are encouraging men to come out and take a proactive step forward towards better health this Father's Day and beyond. The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, has approved a new version of the nomination form for political parties contesting the general and regional elections. The new form carries a nominator's declaration at the top, which informs signatories of the nature of the form. The declaration reads, "We, the undersigned, knowingly and willingly provide our particulars and append our signatures as nominators for the National Top-Up Geographic Constituency, Regional Democratic List of candidates for the party." The previous form did not include this declaration. In a statement on Thursday, GECOM said the changes were proposed by Chief Election Officer Vishnu Prasad. The goal is to improve accuracy and prevent misuse. Nomination forms are used to record the names and signatures of people endorsing candidates on the 3 lists: the National Top-Up List, the Geographic Constituents List, and the Regional Democratic Council List. The update follows reports from the 2023 local government elections. Several individuals have claimed that they never signed the forms or didn't know their names were listed as nominators. That controversy caused delays in processing candidate lists. The updated form must now be submitted along with each party's list of candidates. GECOM urges all political parties to use the modified form and ensure that each nominator's details are accurate and clearly documented. We'll be right back with more Ignite News after these messages.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back, and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rangpur Riders, return to defend their crown. But the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
This is Ignite News on 6 at 6. As Guyana moves closer to hosting general and regional elections on the 1st of September, Vice President and General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Jagdeo, has expressed satisfaction that a number of groups have already committed to observing the process. He made the statement while addressing members of the media during his weekly press briefing at Freedom House on Thursday.
We're quite pleased that so many groups, the Carter Center, the OAS, the European Union have all committed themselves to observing the elections here.
Dr. Jagdeo also condemned recent actions of opposition-appointed commissioners, which he described as an attempt to vilify the Guyana Elections Commission GCOM chairperson, Justice Claudette Singh.
I've seen the attempt to vilify the chair of GCOM. Every week there is the attempt to tarnish her image and to criticize her because she takes positions consistent with the law. We can expect no better from the three commissioners representing APNU. They will continue to vilify the chair, consistent with the line of their party, and distort what's taking place in GCOM. Make it look like there's an attempt in GCOM to rig the elections.
Dr. Jagdeo further addressed accusations by the opposition of a bloated list, dismissing the claims as nonsense. He also responded to concerns raised by opposition-nominated commissioners regarding voting by polling agents, a matter the Vice President views as a distraction.
Just recently, they tried to sell the issue about polling agents getting to vote or being permitted by GCOM to vote in the places where they're polling agents as an attempt again by the chair to side with the PPP.
Dr. Jagdeo clarified that the issue of polling agents voting at their place of assignment is not new. In fact, he explained that the law has been amended to allow alternate polling agents to be in place, enabling the original agents to cast their vote. A Nigerian national, Matthew Ejike Nwachukwu, was sentenced today to 6 years in prison for running multiple fraudulent romance and package delivery scams that defrauded dozens of Guyanese of millions of dollars. The sentence was handed down by Magistrate Russia Liverpool at the Wismar's Magistrate Court. The accused was found guilty on 2 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony under Section 33 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 8.1. He received a 3-year sentence for each count to run concurrently. According to the Special Organized Crime Unit, or SOCU, the Nigerian national was charged and remanded in September 2022. The trial focused on a complainant who described being befriended by a man, claiming to be German, identified as the mastermind behind the scams. The victim developed a long-distance relationship with this individual. In July 2022, the complainant said she was told her German partner would send packages containing valuables via FedEx. 3 days later, she received a call from a foreign number claiming the packages had arrived in Guyana. She was instructed to pay GYD $155,000 to various individuals at the Mackenzie Post Office to collect the packages. Believing the packages contained diamonds and other valuables, the complainant complied with the payment, having been told it was necessary to avoid confiscation on suspicion of money laundering. SOCU confirmed that efforts are ongoing to locate the German mastermind and other accomplices involved in the schemes. Rajesh Sukcharan, the father of Tamishwar Sukcharan of Albion, Quarantine Region 6, who was killed in an accident on Thursday, is trying to come to terms with the tragic news. Tamishwar Sukcharan, 35, was reportedly struck head-on by a speeding pickup while riding his motorcycle. Speaking with Ignite News, the elder Sukcharan said that when he arrived at the scene, he could not immediately recognize his son due to the extent of the damage caused by the accident. A grieving Rajesh expressed deep frustration and pain over the way the situation was handled.
It's not easy for the last one child. We hit them and gone. Nobody come after now. And they even left their phone number, said that okay, we can call them or get any answer with them or no sympathy.
The accident involved motor pickup GAK 1990 driven by 30-year-old Andrew Johnson of Lamaha Park and a parked lorry GLL 9958 at Yugosari Bush Lot. Police said the pickup was speeding east when Johnson attempted to overtake another vehicle and collided head-on with Tamishwar Sukcharan, who was heading in the opposite direction. Sukcharan was flung into a trench and his motorcycle was left mangled. Public Spirited citizens pulled him from the trench and rushed him to the New Amsterdam Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Masai Musenden, a 25-year-old security guard from Buxton Friendship East Coast Demerara, was charged with murder today, following his arrest on Sunday. Musenden appeared before his worship, Mr. Sunil Skirs, at the Vigilance Magistrates Court, where an indictable charge was read to him. He was not required to plead and was remanded to prison. The case was postponed to July 15, 2025, and transferred to the Cove and John Magistrates Court for the filing of reports and statements. The charge relates to the fatal shooting of Rondell Clark, which took place on June 8, 2025 in Falls, East Coast Demerara. A police release states that the investigators recovered a damaged metal fragment from Clark's body during a post-mortem examination. This fragment was sent to the Criminal Investigation Department's crime laboratory for ballistic analysis. Experts concluded that the fragment was discharged from an AR rifle linked to Musenden, who was employed by Force Security Solutions. Investigations are ongoing. Ignite News will be back after these messages.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back to Ignite News on 6 at 6. A Region 6 man has been arrested following serious allegations of abuse made public on social media by his partner. The Guyana Police Force confirmed that the suspect, Karan Sukcharan, was arrested in Police Division 5 and is now in custody at the Central Police Station in New Amsterdam. He has since been arraigned. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security responded swiftly to the post, which detailed claims of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse over a 6-year period. Speaking with Ignite News, Human Services Minister Dr. Vindya Prasad said the survivor is receiving support through its Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Policy Unit.
When we became aware of it at the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, we intervened immediately through our probation department and then our Sexual Offences Domestic Violence Policy Unit, including the head of that unit, made contact with the young woman. She's currently safe and she is going to continue to receive our support.
Minister Prasad confirmed that the survivor is receiving psychosocial support, legal representation, and counseling under the ministry's zero-tolerance policy toward gender-based violence.
From legal representation, counsel, advice, and that is something that is offered to all survivors of violence. So she will have that facility made available to her, psychological and psychosocial, socio-economic support, pretty much all the services we have.
Police have taken a formal statement and a medical report. The ministry is reminding survivors that help is available through the 914 emergency hotline, the iMatter app, and open justice centers across the country.
We are still training police. Police station by police station. We're also visiting police stations because every police station should have a domestic violence unit. And we want to make sure that the police, wherever they are equipped with this kind of knowledge so that they treat with these matters with the urgency and the seriousness that they require.
As investigations continue, the Ministry of Human Services says it remains focused on ensuring protection, healing, and justice for all survivors of abuse. In sports, Guyana's under-23 3x3 basketball team put up a spirited fight but came up short against host nation Paraguay, losing 18-14 in a tense encounter at the ongoing high-performance training camp. The matchup formed part of preparations for the upcoming Junior Pan American Games and gave the young Guyanese team a chance to test their skills against international opposition. Led by standout performance Stephen George and Anish Ramlal, the Guyanese side showed promise, despite the defeat marking their third consecutive loss at the camp. Coach William Cameron remained upbeat about the team's development.
First of all, I'm just grateful for the experience. And, the youngsters, they're very appreciative of the opportunity that was presented to them by the Federation and the Guyana Olympic Association. We want to say thanks so much for the opportunity. As a coach, I'm satisfied.
Cameron also noted that the experience gained from both the training camp and tournament was invaluable, and plans are in place to use that knowledge to boost the 3x3 format back home.
I'm very proud of the team. Right, we've learned a lot. They've learned a lot about how 3-3 ought to be played. I learned a lot about, tactics for 3-3 and, how to go about setting up and making up a team. So I'll definitely, be making some recommendations to the Federation, so we can move forward with this.
The training camp wrapped up earlier today in Paraguay, and the team is expected to return to Guyana over the weekend. South Africa's cricketers believe they are on the verge of something special, as the World Test Championship final against Australia remains finally poised heading into Day 3. Proteas batter David Bedingham says the team has massive belief they can pull off a stunning victory at Lord's. Australia had taken early control on Day 2, bowling South Africa out for just 138 in reply to their own first innings total of 212. But the Proteas roared back, dismissing the Aussies for 2-7 despite a gritty 58 from fast bowler Mitchell Starc. That set South Africa a target of 282 to win, and by stumps, they were in a promising position on 120 for 2. Both teams have posted modest scores, keeping the final on a knife edge. Australia's captain Pat Cummins told the BBC the match is 50-50. David Bedingham, who top scored with 45 in South Africa's first innings, said this is an amazing chance for the team, and a positive mindset from the batters will be crucial while play resumes. Ignite News will be right back after these messages. Please stay with us. You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. In the region, Trinidad and Tobago remains under an orange level riverine flood alert, which has now been extended until 6 p.m. today. The Meteorological Service is warning of several more hours of heavy rainfall, strong winds, and an increased risk of flooding across the country. Speaking at a post-cabinet briefing at the Red House in Port of Spain, Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Khadija Amin, outlined the widespread impacts caused by the severe weather. According to a report from the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, Minister Amin noted that river levels are already dangerously high and the ground is heavily saturated, conditions that significantly raise the risk of home damage, road collapses, and agricultural losses. Farmers across multiple regions have reported crop damage due to overland flooding. The minister also confirmed 18 fallen trees, 3 major landslides, and collapsed roads in Pool Village, Rio Claro, and the heights of Aripo in Arima. Additionally, 8 roofs were damaged in Port of Spain, Princess Town, Ciparia, and Rio Claro. Minister Amin took the opportunity to criticize the former PNM administration for what she described as years of neglect. However, she assured the public that the current government has moved swiftly to mitigate the disaster's impact. Internationally, in a dramatic escalation of conflict in the Middle East, Israel has launched a major wave of strikes on Iran, targeting nuclear facilities and top military officials. The Israeli military reports that 200 fighter jets were used in the overnight operation, which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says will continue for several days. The offensive, dubbed Operation Rising Lion, struck Iran's main nuclear enrichment site at Natanz, its ballistic missile program, and several nuclear scientists. Iran responded with force, launching more than 100 drones toward Israeli territory. Among those killed in the Israeli strikes are 2 of Iran's most powerful military leaders, General Hussein Salami, head of the Revolutionary Guard, and Major General Mohammad Bagheri, the country's top military officer. Iranian media is also reporting that 6 scientists were killed in attacks. In Washington, U.S., President Donald Trump told CNN the United States, of course, supports Israel, calling the attack very successful. He also urged Iran to return to nuclear talks, warned that further Israeli strikes could be, in his words, even more brutal. The international community has responded swiftly. Britain, France, and Germany have called for diplomacy and a de-escalation of violence. While reaffirming Israel's right to defend itself, the 3 nations stressed that military action is not the path forward. In related news, Global oil prices surged today following confirmation that Israel had launched a strike on Iran, a move that marks a major escalation in tensions across the Middle East. The price of Brent crude, the global benchmark for oil, jumped more than 10% shortly after news of the strike broke. It reached its highest level since January, triggering concern among traders that further conflict in the energy-rich region could disrupt supply chains. The price of crude oil influences a wide range of costs, from fuel at the pump to goods in the supermarket. After the initial spike, prices eased slightly, but Brent crude was still trading nearly 8% higher than it closed on Thursday, hovering around $74.65 per barrel. Despite the surge, oil prices remain more than 10% lower than this time last year and are still well below the highs seen in early 2022 after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, when crude soared about $100 per barrel. Stock markets also reacted to the news. Share prices dropped across Asia and Europe. Japan's Nikkei index closed down 0.9%, and the UK's FTSE 100 was down 0.3% by midday. Meanwhile, traditional safe haven assets such as gold and the Swiss franc posted gains as investors sought stability in the face of rising geopolitical uncertainty. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you next time for more Ignite News.